Hey guys, magandang gabi and welcome to the first episode of Jasper's Movie Thoughts, where we talk about the world of movies, shows, tech, and video games sa Pinas, Amerika at sa iba't-ibang parte pa ng mundo. And yes, I'm your host Jasper Abibas, handa na makipag-daldalan sa inyo tungkol sa mga bagay na nagpapasaya sa atin. So, pause ko muna tong kanta na to. There we go. At yeah, this is the very first video episode ng itong podcast na to, Jasper's Movie Thoughts. At dito natin papag-usapan yung mga bagay nga na nagpapasaya sa atin, which is movies, technology, video games, and maybe books. But mostly, we're going to focus on movies, especially Hollywood movies na yung mga mainstream kasi that's my kind of thing. And also Tagalog movies kasi feeling ko hindi natin masyado napapag-usapan yung mga Filipino movies dito sa Internet of Things sa YouTube. Kaya nandito ako. Kaya let's so ito yung magiging topics natin ngayon. Pag-usapan natin itong podcast na to kung paano ito mag-ooperate at anong history to. Then ang next topic natin ay yung movie background ko so that makilala niyo ako pagdating sa mga movie stuff and things at kung seryosohin niyo ba ako o hindi. And yun nga, depende sa inyo yun. Pero yun nga, ito lahat ay opinion ko lang. And yes, we're going to review one of my favorite trilogies sa Hollywood, which is the Star Wars trilogy, episode 4, 5, and 6. These are my favorite and ito yung magiging unang video review ko unang video review ko sa YouTube. And unang pag-usapan natin yung Jasper's Movie Thoughts. So ano ba yung history nito? Actually, matagal ko na pinaplanong gumawa ng video at audio podcast. Yes, gusto mo na sabihin yun na there's also an audio version of this na ilalabas sa Anchor after itong i-record na to because this is not a live stream. Isa tong recording lang just to test things kung gumagana. And so far, lahat naman yata gumagana. So that's good. And I've been listening to video movie podcast since last year. I've been following John Campia. And you guys can search him up sa YouTube. And ang love ko sa movie ay nagsimula nung bata pa ako. Na-realize ko na movies are more than movies. They are basically, let's just say na ever since I started watching Star Wars na-motivate ko sarili ko. Na-motivate ko yung creative side ko. I did more artworks, I did more writing, I did a lot of reading books because of movies. And, whenever I'm doing some research about sa mga Tagalog movies, reviews, we just usually get written reviews of Tagalog movies nga. At while there are some YouTubers na gumagawa ng mga movie reviews ng mga local films natin, I'm not saying that they're bad. It's their own voice at gusto ko din isama yung sarili kong voice about sa mga movies na yon. Yung sayang nga lang, I'm here in the USA right now and hindi lahat ng local films na pinapalabas sa Pilipinas ay ipapalabas dito. So mostly the movies that I will get are films from Star Cinema kasi yun ang mga nabebenta dito. I'm not sure about GMA Films, I think meron pero at least lalabas sila dito sa US once a year lang. So mas common yung Star Cinema dito. And the best part about this thing right now ay yung mga Filipino movies. Meron tayo nakukuha mga original Filipino movies dito sa Netflix. So right now, nandun yung Eerie, nandun din yung Birdshot na isang indie film that was released like 2 years ago yata. Tas there's also this movie na yung mga bata yata. I forgot about it. Pero yung mga Filipino films sa Netflix na original to Netflix lang, yung parang yung Netflix mismo yung distributor nila, hindi ko pa napapanood. However, I did watch some Star Cinema films na naging available sa Netflix recently. Especially last year, madaming pinanood doon. Like Caregiver and yung by Sharon Cuneta. Nasa Netflix din yata yung yung movie ni sino yung kay Vilma Santos, John Lloyd, and sino tong isa na to? Hindi si Cesar Montano, anyways, yung anak ng host ng Game Ka Na Ba Dati, pati anak ni Vilma Santos, na sa New York sila, napanood ko din yun, which In My Life or All My Life, yun ang title, which I really appreciate. And many other films din, parang she's dating a gangster and that kind of stuff. Anyways, sticking to the topic, Jasper's movie thoughts, yung pag-usapan natin movies and games. Gagawa ko dito mga reviews. Sometimes gagawa din ako ng mga gameplays sa mga favorite games ko. I am very open about talking about old films na mapanood ko na dati. And yung nga magsisimula ng episode 1 talking about Star Wars films, which are very, very old, from the 1970s to 80s nga. And I'm not sure kung ano yung magiging schedule nito. I might do them once every week. Kapag ginananaw, gagawin ko ito gabi-gabi. Pero there are times na I need to play Rainbow Six with my friends. Dapat maglalaro kami, pero I don't know if naglalaro sila ngayon. I have to say no kasi nga I have to do this. I've been praying na magawa ko to. So finally nagawa ko na. And hopefully ma-upload ko na to mamaya. And yeah, magpapasa ka na rin next week. So tingnan ko lang kung maging consistent ako dito. Pero right now, the plan is for 2020, magagawa ko ng several video podcasts and audio podcasts sharing my voice about the film industry and the film entertainment. Okay, so let's move to the next topic. Yung background ko sa movies. So, paano ba magsimula dito? Nagsulat nga ako ng outline nga pala. Okay, so, background with movies. Simula muna tayo sa mga sinaunang panahon. I wanted to say that my father introduced me to movies. Bumibili siya ng mga VCDs and DVDs. Mostly action films, Jackie Chan films, Jet Li films. So, pinaparod namin sila while me and my dad are sitting on the same couch. And I think ang pinaka-earliest memory ko na pumunta ng sinihan. Kasi for me, gusto ko muna mag-apologize kasi kung may narinig kayong hilik, that's someone else here. So, pasensya na, episode 1 may hilik agad. Anyways, try ko lakas ang boses ko para hindi yung marinig yung hilik. Ayaw ko lang siya gisingin dahil natutulog, may pasok pa mamaya. So, yun nga. Sorry sa hilik. Sorry. For me, the best way of watching films is through going to the theaters. Parang laging there's some kind of magical feeling kapag nanonood ka ng sine, ng movies sa loob mismo ng sinihan. Kaya I remember when I was a kid, whenever my dad tells me na we're going to watch a movie or manood tayo ng sine, I always get excited kasi yung feeling na papasok ka dun dadaan ka sa movie hallway, everything is getting quiet na, and then pumasok ka sa mismong pintuan, everything is so dark. At first, naalala ko, natatakot ako. I need to hold my parents' hands. Siyempre, maligaw ako doon. Pero hanggang ngayon, even though I think na yung mga sinihan sa Pilipinas ay way better. Mas malinis ang mga sinihan sa Pilipinas at mas malaki. Mahilig ako mag-compare ng right now, best cinema experience pa rin sa Pilipinas kasi comfortable. And yeah, yung feeling na papasok kasi sinihan, tapos madilim, tapos nakikita mo itong malaking screen na to, it's just amazing. At ang pinaka-earliest memory ko noon ay yung, I think, pinanood ni Mama pati ni Papa yung Along With Me. 1999 yata to, ay yung palabas na Dr. Jose Rizal by Cesar Montano. Hindi ko maalala yung buong film, pero naalala kong nasa gitna ako ng upuan. Si Mama nasa kanan, si Papa sa kaliwa. Nakikita ko na malapit kami, almost nasa front row kami. And I can still remember na naka-Indian seat pa ako sa upuan na yun kasi I was very small, 1999. Nakita ko nag-zoom in yung camera sa mukha ni Cesar Montano. And doon siya nabaril. Yun ang pinaka-earliest memory ko ng movie. Wait lang. Tingnan ko nga kung kailan mo pinapasyan Dr. Cesar Montano. I think it's 1999. Oh, it's 1998. Wow, okay. Close enough. And yeah, at ang second memory ko, I remember my dad waking me up very early in the morning. Maliit din ako noon. I was very, very small. Dinala niya ako so it was around 4 o'clock yata, nasa Marikina pa kami nakatira. Dinala niya ako sa Ali Mall para manood ng sine, and I remember watching Toy Story 2, especially yung scene na they're trying to escape the airplane, and si Woody ginawa ni Luke Skywalker na nagbato siya ng parang latigo to tapos nag-go down sila ni Woody and Jessie doon sa kabayo. I forgot his name, kasama si Buzz Lightyear. And yan, naalala ko pumasok kami doon ni Papa na patapos na yung movie kasi that was by the end of the movie. So yun nga, pumasok ko doon, patapos na yung movie, and ewan ko lang sa family ko, whenever we watch movies, hindi namin nasisimulan. Every time na papasok kami sa sinihan, it's always either patapos na yung movie or nasa gitna kami ng movie. So every time na nangyari ngayon, kasi we don't look at the schedules of the movies. I'm not even sure if they exist kung kailan yung showtime ng mga movies kasi yung wala akong maalala. We just buy tickets. Sasabihin ng cashier na kanina pa nagsisimula yung movie, and I think my dad just doesn't care. So papasok kami sa sinihan, nagsisimula na yung movie, ganun. And whenever na natapos yung movie, we're going to stay there and watch the whole movie again. At lalabas lang kami sa sinihan kapag naabutan na namin yung scene na yun. Gaya ng yung Spider-Man 2, naalala ko. Pumasok kami ng magulang ko and my brother sa sinihan. Ito yung scene na just before Peter Parker gave up his Spider-Man identity or something. It was kausap niya yung uncle niya, si Uncle Ben, trying to talk to his ghost, at puti yung background. They were inside the car kasi yun ang huli nilang pakikita, yun ang huli nilang usapan, nag-away sila sa Spider-Man 1. And yeah, pumasok kami doon sa sinihan, yun ang scene na yun, and then we went out na kung kailan nagsimula yung scene na yun. And my other memories, I'm trying to remember the other stuff. Ito din. One more memory, when I watched Spider-Man 1 with my uncle. Kasi I think it was around Christmas season. Pinapalabas na yung Metro Manila Film Festival. Wala pang idea about doon. But I think yun na nangyari kasi it was around Christmas season. Nasa SM Mega Mall kami with my titas and tito nga. We have to split because my uncle wanted to watch Spider-Man 1, and my mother, along with my brother, pati yung mga other tita ko, gusto nila mapanood yung palabas ni Robin Padilla dati. And I think it was Karaoke King. Kailan mo pinalabas yung Karaoke King? Karaoke King. Nakikita ko to sa Cinema 1 eh. Pero I think pinanood na Karaoke King. Assuming it's from 2004 kasi pinapalabas ng Spider-Man 1 sa 2004. Karaoke King. Sino ulit yun? Padilla. Robin Padilla. Okay. It's called Video OK King. 2002 pala. 2002. 2004 ang Spider-Man 2. 2002 ang Spider-Man 1. At ano yung date nitong pinalabas? Sorry. Okay, May 1, 2002. So it wasn't the Metro Manila Film Festival. May nga pala, May 1, 2002 pinalabas. So, yung nga, sakto nga sa Spider-Man 1, pinapalabas ng Spider-Man 1 nun. And buti na lang dinalawan ni Tito sa Spider-Man 1 namin. And I still remember na sobrang dilim. Sobrang dilim doon sa, of course, madilim. Pero pumasok din kami, nagsisimula na yung movie. It was around the part na nalaman na ni Peter Parker na may powers siya. The cinema was full, so we have to take a seat on the floor. And I still remember wearing a 101 Dalmatian na short. Umupo ako and the floor was wet, so nabasa yung short ko, nabasa yung brief ko, but we just ignored it kasi around that time I was a Batman fan and a Superman fan, and seeing Spider-Man 1 with my uncle, that made me a Spider-Man fan. And I still remember na si Tito, pinapakita niya sa akin kung paano gawin yung Spider-Man sapot thing, which is this. So, yun nga. And gusto ko yung share, sa SM Mega Mall, sobrang ganda kasi every time na there's a Metro Manila Film Festival thing, sa SM Mega Mall, yung alam mo parang malaking hallway nila, tapos sa kanang kaliwa mga pintuan papunta sa sinehan, sa mga sine. Every time meron dito sa kaliwang kanan, meron silang parang mga display ng about the movie, which is very creative. Back then, I take it for granted. Pero kasi dati akala ko normal lang yun, ganun. Pero, when we move here in the US, you just see posters and yung parang malaking diorama or something. Pero doon sa Pilipinas, sa SM Mega Mall, they really put on the costume. Meron sila mga statwa like this one from Gagamboy. In Gagamboy, sa ending, naglaban sila doon sa mga parang mga sirang upuan, mga kahoy na kulay pula. So, meron din ganon sa mismong SM Mega Mall na mga upuan na naka-display. Sa left side, meron dong statwa ni Gagamboy na nakasuot na costume. Sa kanan naman, si Ipis Man na naka-costume din. So, all you need is to take some photos. At may memory ka na. So, high budget talaga yung pang-display nila doon just to promote the film. So, and yeah, dahil sa mga ganong experience na yon, nagkahilig talaga ako sa mga movies. I started filming using my mother's Nokia clamshell phone na ginto. I will place my army men na mga laruan sa sahig, do some kind of scenario, i-design lahat, and then I would just take a video of it while playing with the army men. So that's like my first short film na ginawa na home video. And I can still remember na you can sa cellphone ni mama, you can only record like 30 seconds kasi after that you have to delete the messages, yung mga pictures doon. So itong mga short films ko, they're always very very short, like 15 seconds to 30 seconds long. And it's just army men walking, and sometimes nagpapanggap din ako na dinosaur. It's on a first person perspective, and I just shoot my hand like kung wala it's a dinosaur beak or a dinosaur arm. Tapos atakin ko yung kapatid ko, yung ganun. And after that, ayun, yung dumating yung mga mas high-tech na phones, mga touchscreen. I think I also tried shooting some other films just for fun. Pero hindi ko sila in-upload sa YouTube. Kasi mostly, yun nga, pampalipas oras lang yung mga yun. Pero I also joined a contest in college. But I kind of regret doing that thing kasi I kind of, it was my second serious na short film where I got actors and a script. The bad thing is, nakuha ko ng idea sa isang Thai na commercial. So basically, it kind of felt like I plagiarized their film. But anyways, that was from before. I'm trying to forget about it, and nasa YouTube siya ngayon. It's just unlisted, and ayaw kong panoorin kasi I really regret doing that film. Which is yun ang huling film na ginawa ko sa Pilipinas bago punta ako dito sa Amerika. So yun, pinagsisisi ko yun kasi I know I did something wrong, and I even took some footage from the Thai film at kinonek ko dun sa mismong film ko. So anyways, sama ba yun? So yun nga, ano ba? Okay, naka 20 minutes na tayo. Mahaba-haba na rin. But we still have some other things to talk about. Anyways, yung nga, itong pumunta ko sa Amerika, I did nothing but watch movies and TV shows like The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. And it's only when itong kung kailan ako nakatrabaho dito, I have this friend na who loves to talk about the stuff that he reads. Whenever he talks about them, parang na-inspire ka kasi he's just a very good storyteller, and na-inspire ako na magsulat dahil sa kanya. That's why I have already written a lot of short, scary stories and all that kind of stuff. And nagsulat din ng mga nobela na maiiksi na hindi ko man natatapos kasi it's either nawawala ng interest or I just don't know where the story will go with the characters. And you know, I'm afraid to take some risk. Pero anyways, I also don't know how to write those kind of scenarios. So I also move with reviewing movies. So I think it just started 2 years ago or last year, where kung kailan sineryoso kung magsulat ng mga reviews about movies. I just post them on Instagram and on Facebook. I think na-review just recently na-review ko yung Marriage Story by Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson sa Netflix, which is a very good film. Very, very good film. Yun ang number 1 na film ko from 2019. And itong last week lang, I watched The Two Popes. at ni-review ko din sa Facebook, na post din ng review doon. The thing is, kaya nga ginawa ko tong podcast na to kasi it's fun to review movies. But at the same time, parang you cannot express everything about it through your review kasi I have a feeling na whenever there's a long review, no one is going to read it. Kaya kailangan kong pinapaiksi siya. So, di ko na naibibigay yung full voice ko about some movies. And, just one short review and then, yung score na. Out of 10 stars. And I feel na whenever I do reviews here, via podcast, I can share more. I can share my thoughts about it more. And, it's more personal. Right now, wala tayong audience. Wala nagsisend ng live chat na pwede kong kausapin. Pero, through this kind of podcast, kung saan tayong dalawa na nag-uusap, I can, medyo intimate yung pagkukwento ko at ang pag-review ko sa mga movies. So, speaking of reviews, natapos na tayo sa second topic natin. So, that's my movie background. Started from Jackie Chan movies to to simply Avengers movies and mainstream movies and stuff. At inopen ko sarili ko sa mga indie films. Kasi it's just really interesting to watch a story being told through to someone's vision, gaya ng mga directors. And I will never forget the first indie film na it really caught my eye, my attention. It was On the Job by Mark Mailey. Mark Mailey nga ba? Wait lang. On the Job director. No. Lumalabas si Mark dito. On the Job movie. Mark Mailey ba yun? No. On the Job. Gerald Anderson. Eric Mati. Yes, Eric Mati. Eric Mati also Eric Mati also directed yung El Presidente yata, if I can, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Teka lang guys kasi gusto kong tingnan to eh. So Eric Mati directed, yun, he's right now he's directing On the Job 2, which I heard na maging TV show yata. He directed Honor Thy Father by John Lloyd Cruz, which is also amazing. Oh my god. Yeah. Siya din nga pala nag-direct ng Gagamboy, which itong Gagamboy na to, nakakatawa to eh. Back then, itong papa ko, nagjo-joke siya. Well, not literally joking, pero sinasabi niya talaga na siya ang director ng Gagamboy. And, syempre, as a proud son, like kung sinasabi sa mga classmates ko, oy, yung papa ko director, siya nag-direct ng Gagamboy, ganyan. And others believe it. He also said na siya din director ng Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Kasi, nakakuha siya tong CD na to, tong 3D na DVD ng Shark Boy and Lava Girl, na hindi pa pinapalabas sa Pilipinas, so we were able to watch it ahead of time. So, kung kailan yung panahon na pinalabas sa Pilipinas yon, nakita ng mga klasiko, nagulat sila kasi mas nauna nakalaman sa Shark Boy and Lava Girl kesa sa kanila eh. So, bago pa ipalabas sa Shark Boy and Lava Girl, kinukwento ko sa kanila yung storya. So, kaya akala talaga na ako yung director. Back then, hindi pa uso yung internet doon, and we still don't know how to use the internet. We only use it for Friendster, for school. So, siya nga pala director ng Gagamboy. Kaya, one time, nanood kami ng Gagamboy sa sinihan, ay tinanong ko si Papa, ba't di tayo sa harapan ng sine? Ikaw yung nag-direct nito. Tapos gusto ko lakasan ng boses ko, Papa, di ba ikaw nag-direct nito pa? Ganyan. Tapos, napapaisa sabi, huwag kami ingay. Ayaw ko maging sikat. Mga ganun. Yung parang biro-biro lang niya. So yeah, he directed Gagamboy, which I think is very bad. Pero I really like the movie. It's a bad movie, pero I like it kasi it's one of those guilty pleasures movie na if you know it's bad pero you just like it because either nostalgia or it's just very corny, cheesy, mga ganon. And it's also a spider. It's based on Spider-Man. And di ko malilimutan yung I, the best thing about Gagamboy, yung sapot niya kasi napapagay niya yun, parang kulangot na ewan. Tapos slime, tapos naalala ko yung pinatay yung ilaw by just making a ball of slime. And anyways, it was ambitious though for 2004 at ganun katindi yung effects for that time. It's a very ambitious film. Lalo na yung costume ni Ipis Man. And I still remember watching the VCD copy of Gagamboy every once in a month. So yeah, I was very obsessed of this film. Pero yeah, ngayon ko lang ulit napansin na Eric Mati directed this film. Yeah, siguro I really like Eric Mati kasi nga I just like how he directs stuff. He also directed Abibas, which I think is very good. Pinanood ko to 2 years ago sa sinihan, and Eric Mati, one of the best Filipino directors out there right now. And siya dapat magdadirect ng Darna pero hindi natuloy because creative differences. So Eric Mati said goodbye, and si Liza Soberano, she broke her wrist. So I think they casted the new Darna just a few months ago, pero di ko kilala kung di ko alam yung pangalan, pero it's a friend of my former classmate nung high school. So it's a small world. Anyways, saan na ba tayo? Ba't tayo napunta kay Eric Mati? Ayun nga, first indie film na nag-ano sa akin, On the Job. And that's when I started taking Filipino films seriously. And even though ang cheesy ng Star Cinema films, I still really like them. Gaya na mention ko yung All My Life by Vilma Santos, yung Caregiver, it's pinanood ko lang yung once, yung pinalabas siya, pero pinanood ko ulit siya when I was already here in the US, and I can ramdam ko yung pagka-OFW, yung pagka-feeling na loneliness ni Sharon Cuneta doon. And yeah, movie background na, since ginawa ko to for the Tagalog films, gusto ko din sabihin na I'm a big fan of Star Cinema films. Even though they have the same formula, yung mga movies nila is still pretty good. It's para silang Marvel films, they're using the same superhero formula, pero I still like it kasi maganda yung storya. And yeah, gaya ng one of my favorite trilogy doon sa Star Cinema films ay yung trilogy ni John Lloyd Pedisaro Geronimo, which is it doesn't have a name, pero yung part 1, A Very Special Love, part 2, You Changed My Life, and part 3, It Takes a Man and a Woman. Gustong-gusto ko yun. Sana magka-part 4. And I also like One More Chance and A Second Chance. Dubai is a very good film too. She's dating a gangster, and many other Star Cinema films na nalilimutan ko lang yung name. Pero yung nga, especially if it's Katniel or it's a Liz Gwen film. So yun. So since we're already done, 34 minutes na tayo dito, let's start reviewing movies now. So why ko pinili ito, ang Star Wars Original Trilogy? Well, it's just because that along with my friend's way of being a good storyteller, and the lore of Game of Thrones. um, Star Wars um, is also one of the reasons why um, na-push, na-push ko yung creative side ko outside, at nagawa ko tong i-share itong part ko sa public, because I just like movies with deep lores and stuff, and amazing characters too. Actually, magsimula muna tayo sa background ng Star Wars na to. So, why did I watch it? Hindi ako kasama sa mga taong nanood ng Star Wars nung bata pa. Actually, I've only seen it just after I went here in the US. Because around 2014, The Force Awakens was about to be released. There are already trailers and ganon. And I know Star Wars is a big thing in America. Kaya sabi ko, okay, since nasa Amerika ako, I should start binge watching the Star Wars trilogies. And there's the original trilogy is episode 4, 5, 6. And they did a prequel trilogy around 1999 to 2005 or 4, which is episode 1, 2, 3. Buti na lang pinanood ko siya in release order. Inuna ko yung pinakaunang Star Wars. So, yeah, I remember. Let's start with Star Wars: A New Hope. So, Star Wars: A New Hope. I remember watching this film na I was very bored, because Star Wars: A New Hope is the first movie that I've watched na sobrang luma, because it's from the 1970s. I think it's 1977 to be exact. And naalala ko, inaantok ako. I was watching it on my monitor. So, may una na ako dito, pinapod ko ng ganyan. At I remember just, snoozing. Because even though the pacing I think is fine, I just don't like the humor, masyadong old school. Di ako nagaganda sa effects. I just remember hating. And hate is a very very strong word, pero I remember hating the film. I also asked myself dati na bakit ba nagustuhan ng mga tao to, boring naman. But I was engaged in the story. Na-engage ako. I was following the characters well, and while I know, okay, this trilogy is very old, so I'm going to let out some spoilers. Pero if you guys don't want to listen, so just skip this part. Anyways, so we know Luke's father is Darth Vader. While I was watching it, I kept saying to myself na, okay, Luke is Darth Vader's father, pero I think it's not true. So, naniniwala ako na hindi totoo yung mga fake news lang yun na they're related. Kasi it's just parang imposible mangyari while watching the story. And, just like I said, I remember it being very boring. Wala masyadong nangyayari. The pacing is fine, pero still wala masyadong nangyayari. It's a very quiet film, especially in the first few halves, when Luke Skywalker met the droids. It's very slow, and sometimes the lines are very cheesy, medyo choppy. But boy, I rewatched the film after watching The Force Awakens. I downloaded the movie and I rewatch it, and as I rewatch it more, the movie gets better, kasi you now have this big context. since nirewatch ko yung A New Hope, um, napod ko na yung other films, so I have this like na na-train ko na yung utak ko, na-prepared ko na yung utak ko of what's going to happen in the story. So at the same time, nagagawa kong i-analyze yung story beats nito. And yeah, gaya ng sabi ko, habang tumatagal lalo ko nagugustuhan. Especially the first part where they introduced Darth Vader. It was just, hindi ko alam kung ano yung nakain ko nung araw na yun, kung bakit ayaw na ayaw ko sa film na to at bato inatog. Pero that is like one of the best villain introductions ever. And you know, as the story progresses, talaga na-hook ka eh. Kasi itong babaeng nakaputi, si Princess Leia, she has a mission for R2-D2. So ano yun? You wanted to know where the story goes. Para siyang page turner. If it's a book. And when Luke met with Obi-Wan, you keep hearing you heard about the Clone Wars. So na-curious ka kung ano yung meaning ng Clone Wars. Ngayon alam ko na kung ano yung Clone Wars ng time na yun. Pero tinatry kong ipasok yung sarili ko during the 1970s. Like seeing it for the first time again. Yung CGI ng mga panahon na yon. And yeah, there's some kind of lore sa Star Wars na on the first movie it didn't really delve into, pero there's yung lore itself, the Clone Wars, when Obi-Wan told Luke that Darth Vader killed Luke's father. Gusto mong malaman yung buong history ng Star Wars. It really feels like itong mga characters na to ay talagang real life characters. They're not two-dimensional. There's history, especially Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. Sugat na sila by the time nagsimula itong movie na to. They are already scarred for life because they've seen some bad things before, which is yung Order 66, yung naglaban nga sila. They were once brothers. And you know, it's just Star Wars is one of those unique films na habang pinapanood mo lalong gumaganda because you keep on learning new stuff about it. There are lines na, hindi ko napansin na doon pala yung line na yon. Hindi ko na-realize na may ganitong line para sa Star Wars. And, you know, it was a very weird film, yung una ko siyang pinanood. Pero yung nasanay na ako, nasanay ko na yung utak ko. It's just a very colorful world. You got Jawas, tapos yung iba pang mga lahi, yung bounty hunter for umuna kay Han Solo, si Greedo. Tapos bakit yung kantina ayaw sa mga droids, right? No droids nga daw. Itong Jedi mind trick ni Obi-Wan. There's so much story sa movie na yon, while there's also while konti lang yung lines. And you know, the Death Star, yung mga ganon. And when si Obi-Wan nagsalita kay Luke, "Run, Luke, run!" Yun nga, mahirap explain pero it's a very colorful world. And as habang tumatagal, habang pinapod ko, napapansin ko na yung pacing tama lang. It gets you to point A to point B while staying interesting. At least kapag pinanood mo ulit siya several times, pero yung first time ko talaga inantok ako. So you know, the best thing about movies, every time you watch it, lagi nagbabago yung impression mo. And there's just times na kapag pinanood mo ulit siya, your impressions about it didn't change. So for Star Wars, I was very happy na nagustuhan ko siya by the end of the day. I think I've seen this film like more than 10 times. No, not 10 times, maybe under 10 times, maybe 8 times. And yeah, kung i-rate ko to, ito yung number 2 sa ranking ko. Because my number one Star Wars film is Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. So this is a sequel to the first Star Wars film. And um but ito yung naging favorite ko. I actually don't know why. It's just everything about it is way better than A New Hope. Um Mas maganda yung takbo ng story. Mas maganda yung pacing, lalo na yung nagsimula tayo sa anong planeta yon, sa Hoth. Nakita natin si Luke na sa Tauntaun. And then him being attacked by yung parang Yeti. I forgot kung ano yun. And then just seeing Luke using the Force para makuha yung lightsaber niya. That's very interesting. And then Luke surviving that attack. Nakita niya yung Force Ghost ni Obi-Wan. Kasi I mean, if you're trying to place yourself during that time when The Empire Strikes Back was first seen by the public, wala pang Force Ghost nung panahon na yon. And wala pang parang force pull gaya ng ginawa ni Luke. So I think the best way to enjoy a Star Wars film, lalo na yung mga luma, is to place yourself during that time. Kasi stories can age, Gaya na, I haven't read any Shakespeare na stories, pero I heard na the English words there are very deep. So, if back then, wala ko masyadong alam sa Shakespeare stuff, ha. But if back then, people praised it, and kapag binasa ko yun at di ko mamaintindihan, masasabi kong pangit tong story nito, bakit ito gusto ng mga tao. Pero if I place myself back in time and read it with that mindset, magugustuhan ko siya. Kasi that's what the general public felt before. Kung hindi nakakamali. So same thing with The Empire Strikes Back. I remember when the first time I was watching it, hindi ako inantok. I was pretty engaged because I know that at some point of the film, Darth Vader will reveal to Luke that he's the father. But there's like A New Hope, there's a lot of questions na binato sa'yo sa film, like Obi-Wan telling Luke na go find Yoda, a Jedi Master. While I know who and what Yoda looks like, it's just the sense of mystery and the thrill na gets mo na, oh shit, there's another Jedi out there. Hindi lang pala si Obi-Wan, hindi lang pala si Luke. There's another Jedi. So I wanted to see for myself how that Jedi, how this Jedi alien or person functions in the world. And Jedi, and Yoda, one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Para talaga siyang sinabi ko sa inyo na I've seen a lot of Jackie Chan films. Para siyang yung matanda dun sa Drunken Master, yung parang mentor ni Jackie Chan. Kasi I mean, isn't that the main idea about Star Wars? It was based on Japanese culture, Japanese samurai. Kaya yung mga Jedi, mayroon silang mga robes. And then Darth Vader has like this samurai looking helmet. They got swords and stuff. So it's just a really fun watch, especially seeing Han and Leia's relationship grow when they're together, at natatrap sa mga senaryo kung saan kailangan nila magtulungan. They're the only lone humans sa spaceship. Droids na yung kasama nila. The lines are very cheesy, pero that's what I can expect from a Star Wars film, because sometimes they are cheesy, especially sa prequels. But ayun nga, I think the thing that won me over about The Empire Strikes Back is the pacing, and this feeling na the heroes are being hunted by the Empire. I mean, yun talaga yung story nun eh. This whole time, hinahanap ni Darth Vader si Luke. And since Darth Vader can't find Luke, Darth Vader just decided to look for Luke's friends, Han Solo and Leia. And by the end of the day, the story ended with the heroes losing. So if you think about it, if nandun ka sa mga panon na yon, sa mga nung 1980s na pinalabas yon, imagine seeing your heroes from the first Star Wars film lose by Luke knowing that he's the son of a serial killer, Leia losing the love of her life, Han Solo, hindi natin alam kung ano mangyari sa kanya sa third film, if ever there's a third film back then. Pero yung nga, Han Solo, hindi natin alam kung ano magiging fate ni Han Solo. It's basically like he was killed in the film because he got yung parang carbon freezing and stuff, and he was sent to Jabba's palace na nakuha na ni Boba Fett yung bounty. And yeah, it's just a win for the villain sa Empire Strikes Back, which is kaya yung title Empire Strikes Back and the Empire won. It's like kung sa modern day, it's like one of those feeling na you seeing Thanos for the first time kill half of the population and seeing your favorite heroes turn to dust. It feels like that. And yeah, that's why Star Wars, because for me, my favorite kind of films is when the villain wins. That's why I like Joker from last year. That's why I like The Dark Knight, because The Dark Knight, the Batman film with the Joker and Two-Face in it with Jared Leto. No, not Jared Leto, Heath Ledger. Even though Batman won and Joker was put into jail, Two-Face was killed, Gotham lost because by the end of the film, Batman has to hide himself from the public. Commissioner Gordon, kailangan niya sirain yung parang spotlight ni Batman. So Batman lost. The villains won in The Dark Knight. Joker won. And here, Darth Vader won. In Avengers Infinity War, Thanos won. The movie ended with Thanos smiling. And I remember the time na ngumiti si Thanos, that was the last shot, and then credits, Avengers Infinity War. Tapos nag-abo. Ay, nag-abo yung logo ng Avengers Infinity War. Mga tao nagsigawan din, no! Anyways, so, for me, Empire Strikes Back is like a 9 out of 10. A New Hope is partial 9 out of 10 then. Not because they have the same score, it doesn't mean that they're the same kind of movie. Pero ayun nga, pareho sila 9 for me. And then there's the last film of the original trilogy. Nakakasang oras na tayo. The last film of the original trilogy, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. This thing, ito inantog din ako dito when it was my first time seeing it, and I just hate the second act. I hate the second act kasi the act is mostly about the Ewoks. Not that I hate the Ewoks. I think they're cute, but wala masyadong nangyari sa second act. Anyways, let's start from the beginning. I just like how everything builds up. Nagsimula sa, if I remember correctly, nagsimula sa Tatooine. They're back in Tatooine. C-3PO and R2-D2 are going to Jabba's palace. And you don't know kung ano ginagawa na doon until sinabi ni C-3PO na gusto nila makuha si Han Solo again. And seeing Luke for the first time while in that hood sa hologram, kasi back na yung pinod ko, di ko alam kung gaano kalawak yung time gap ng Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Pero seeing Luke on the hood, and he looks very serious, kinakabahan ako na maybe he turned to the dark side. Kasi, who wears hood? Unless may tinatago ka, or you're evil. Kasi sa Empire Strikes Back, Palpatine, it was Palpatine's first appearance. He was wearing a hood, so I think Luke was wearing a hood. He's a Sith or something. And then yung Leia saved Han Solo, and then Leia became a slave. Han Solo was put in jail along with Chewbacca. R2-D2 and C-3PO served Jabba, so si Luke na yung last plan. He's like the plan C. Because they had several other plans doon. Plan B with Leia, Plan C with Luke. And Luke was still wearing the hood, and I think he forced choke two of those guards. So I was like, okay, kung kaya na ni Luke ito gawin, there was a big time gap between Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi, and I was afraid na yung maging kalaban nga siya. Pero even though yung look dito parang siyang he's not the look from the first two films. He's a very different look. Like, let's say, parang mayabang is not the right word, pero he's very confident. Kasi in the first two films, he's very, lagi siya nagreklamo, para siyang mahina, natatakot siya. But here, he's very confident. Just like yung sinasabi niya si Jabba na, you will give Han Solo to me. Yung parang Jedi mind trick niya si Jabba, pero it's not working. So, ayun nga, seeing the green lightsaber for the first time, it was amazing. One of those amazing moments. And Luke giving that thing to R2-D2. And seeing Princess Leia kicking ass, killing Jabba the Hutt. That was a great first act. And ang daming tension sa first act. You know where everything is going. You know that they're going to save Han Solo, but at the same time, you don't know how it's going to happen. And it's just the anticipation na makita mo si Luke in person and how he's going to deal with the problem. Yeah, it was a very satisfying first act. And then the second act came where Luke went to, I think I can still say na first act yung si Luke punta sa bahay ni Yoda. Because that scene with Luke and Yoda, it's just simply amazing. I'm a sucker for movies or scenes where there's just two people talking, and talaga na-appreciate ko yung conversation ni Luke pati ni Yoda. Luke asking if Darth Vader is really his father, and then Yoda's last words being, there's another Skywalker. There's a lot of tension happening and questions and mystery na nabibuild up with that like a 5 to 10 minute scene lang. And again, putting yourself in that time, inisip mo sino tong isang Skywalker na to. Pero if I'm not wrong, I think there's another Skywalker thing I na-mention sa Empire Strikes Back. Pero yung nga lang sa Return of the Jedi, yung sinasabi yung last words ni Yoda, it reminded the fans, the audience, that there is another Skywalker, not only Luke and Darth Vader. And yun nga, yung second act, yung muna sila sa Endor, the forest moon of Endor. Everything was so slow. I just pinanood ko to just last week with a friend, and my friend, I'm trying to introduce her yung Star Wars. We started with Rogue One, then Star Wars: A New Hope, then Empire Strikes Back. We also watched Revenge of the Sith, and she got bored on that part dun sa second act ng film ng Return of the Jedi, but she did like the Ewoks. She find them cute. So second act, it's like just an advertisement to sell Ewok toys. I think the best part of the second act, yung usapan ni Luke pati ni Leia. Luke revealing to Leia that she is a Skywalker, and seeing Han Solo react, thinking na may there's like a love triangle. I just liked seeing the Han Solo's reaction to that. And then we went to the third part. That was very good. The lightsaber fight. I think this other than the lightsaber fight in Empire Strikes Back, the lightsaber fight here is also very good, because it's not all about showing the lightsaber skills, but it's all about the conversation that's happening between Palpatine, Luke Skywalker, and Darth Vader. Throughout the lightsaber fight, Luke is being pulled to the dark side each and every minute, and it's just intense because Luke was also wearing a black suit, and it was kind of hinted that he was in the dark side. So the first act, by force choking those guards, and him wearing a hood, him being very sneaky and stuff. So it's just fun to see that Return of the Jedi meant it was return of Anakin the Jedi. It's not about Luke returning to his father. It's about Anakin returning to the light side, and that's the movie where Anakin was able to fulfill the prophecy of bringing balance to the Force, and those few scenes of Darth Vader, now Anakin Skywalker, and Luke, it's just it's very touching. I wanted more of that, but I think we got enough. And especially seeing the Death Star explode again, seeing Lando cheering, Lando smile, and the ending part, the celebration and stuff, the Ewok song. Because I've seen the remastered version, so they also showed Naboo, the celebrating the Cloud City, celebrating, and I think it was also Tatooine was also there celebrating. I just like how it ended, how everything ended. It was like the perfect conclusion to the 3 films. And yeah, seeing the Force ghosts of Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin was also fulfilling. Seeing, and that's it. So I'm going to rate Return of the Jedi a 7 or an 8, but I still think that this trilogy is very, very good. Like it's one of the best. So we're already 1 hour in at patapos na tayo dito. Yeah, so that's my review of Star Wars, the original trilogy, which I think is the superior Star Wars trilogy. Ang sumunod doon para sa akin ay yung sequel trilogy. I might review them someday. If you guys want it, if I get comments na i-review ko or something. And I will also review the prequel trilogy because for me the prequel is like the most fun Star Wars. Kasi I've been following this Reddit community, the prequel meme subreddit, and it's just one of the funniest part of the internet. So, and every lines from the prequels is basically a meme. So it's just fun. So yeah, I think that's it. So that's the Star Wars trilogy. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below the video. I-upload to sa YouTube. And if you're listening to the audio version of the podcast, it's on Anchor. But if you're watching this on YouTube, go search for Jasper's Movie Thoughts without apostrophe and walang space sa Anchor. And if you're listening to this podcast from Anchor sa YouTube, search nyo lang Jasper Abibas or Jasper Movie Thoughts or Jasper 561996. And yeah, try to leave some questions if you guys have some questions about anything. I'll try to answer them. Lalabas sila sa next podcast ko. I will answer them individually. I will try to leave a reply too, and kasi para makuha niyo yung sagot doon sa questions niyo na mabilis. Pero yeah, I'm planning to also put them on my second podcast, which I don't know kung kailan ipabalabas to. So again guys, thanks for watching this very first episode of Jasper's Movie Thoughts. Sumasad na lalamunan ko, and it's already 3:48 a.m. na umaga. That's why you keep on hearing someone's snore in the background. And if you guys have some feedback and suggestions, please leave a comment, like and share if you're on YouTube, and please subscribe for more videos. I'm trying to relaunch my YouTube channel because this channel is already 10 years old, and I experimented with a lot of content, from gameplays, from walkthroughs, from vlogs, from tutorials, and yeah. So just go on, ask some questions about tech, video games, movies, and TV shows, and I'll try to answer them. Again, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and have a good night.